Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. Please like, please subscribe, as I always say, and hit that little bell icon. Still trying to figure out where I'm going, but I think it's probably down that way somewhere. Right, that's that out of the way, and now let's just tell you what we're up to. We're here, we're going on a walk this week, so hopefully there'll be some photography getting done. We're in a Glen. I don't actually know what the Glen's called. We've passed through a farm called Inverlochlarig, which is at the kind of western end of Loch Voil and Loch something else, and it's along about 8 miles along a daft wee single track road with loads of passing places. Then when you get to the end of that, you get to a car park which is chocker full of people. So that's where we are now, walking on this trail. Everybody's away up to climb up Benmore, which is kind of behind us here, and they're way up there, and we're walking through this glen ourselves. It's a nice wee kind of vehicle track. I don't know if you can see it on my shoulder there. Yeah, like that. Our walk begins at a small car park at the end of an 8-mile long single track road that leads from Balquhidder along the northern shore of Loch Voil and Loch Doine. The road leads through Inverlochlarig farm, which is built on the site of Rob Roy's house, and proceeds for around 4 miles alongside the River Larig. You can see why this location would have been attractive to Rob Roy. It is remote. Even today the Glen is remote. The Trossachs are one of the most popular areas in Scotland, with over 4 million visitors a year, but we only met one other person on our walk. Most of the people who used the car park were there to follow the path up to Stob Binnean, which climbs steeply up above Loch Larig. The route is linear. On reaching the end of the track, there is an option to continue into the Balquhidder and down into Glen at the western end of Loch Katrine. But we turned around and followed our route back to the start. So that was the map, that's where we're going, just kind of straight down that way. In the meantime, I'm all set up now for our first shot of the day. I've been a bit of a bad boy, and I've climbed over this kind of gate thing here, fence thing. It's barbed wire, but there's a wooden gate just a wee bit further down. So I climbed over that, and because I could see this picture, but I couldn't get close enough because this fence is in the way. So I'm sure under the Land Reform Act, I'm sure I'm allowed to be here as long as I don't break anything, like a fence, for example. Anyway, yeah, all set up for this first picture of the day, and it is this kind of river here. I wish I knew what it was called. It's probably one, if I look at a map, I'll go, oh, it's that one, but I've got no idea. But I presume that it flows into Loch Voil. But I really don't know. I would need to look at my map. But I'm sure I'll stick a name down. Where's my finger? Right there somewhere. I'll put the name of the river down there so we know what it is. Anyway, yes, so here is the shot I'm looking at, down the river and straight towards the mountain there. So I'll just stick that up there somewhere. Now, as you can see, I'm looking directly down. I've got everything sitting on this rule of thirds here, pretty much. Actually, let's just swing that round just a tad. I'm talking about the rule of thirds, and it's not on it. There we go. Okay, this actually took a fair amount of kind of swivelling around, trying to find the right location, just where I wanted it to be, because we've got down here, we've got the river going in a kind of S bend right through from the bottom and leading into the middle of it and up towards the mountain here. I quite like this tree across here as well. I maybe need to bring it out a bit more in post-processing, just to try and get it kind of to stand out a bit more. A wee bit of dodging and burning maybe. But anyway, that's that. Again, nice easy shot. We've got the line here of the rule of thirds running right down through the mountain, through the river. We've got this corner of the rule of thirds. Move my finger out. This corner of the rule of thirds just sitting on the bend in the river as well, and this one just up on the mountain here. Not a great deal going across the other one, but not to worry. And we've got what's more or less the horizon line going across this rule of thirds. It's a bit of a dull day, so I suspect this may well be a black and white kind of shot. We'll see. but that's it. I've also got my polarizer on, as you can see here. If I just twist that, you can see how much the river starts shining if I turn it round. So I'll turn that back again, just make the river nice and dark, like that. I'm looking at F10, and I'm focusing up on the mountain there. Alright, so let's just switch that off, and off we go. 1, 2, 3, click. I have sat in worse places for lunch, I can tell you. This is absolutely lovely here. Beautiful sunny day. I say sunny day, it's not really a sunny day, it's quite cloudy. The sun pops out occasionally, and when the sun comes out it's very warm. But yeah, this is, I may have put the name of the river down earlier on when I was taking the picture, but this river runs right alongside the path. And just to prove that I do know what I'm doing here, I did bring a map with me, my Trossachs OS Explorer map, OL46. So yes, I am vaguely professional-ish. So yeah, so that's where we are. We're not going to get lost, to put it bluntly. We're not going to, I showed you the road earlier on, it's like that all the way along. 10-foot wide vehicle track, goes straight along the Glen here and all the way back again. It's not a straight line, but it's an easy to follow road, so we're not going to lose it. So, did I say River Larig? Said now. So, yeah, got you set up on my tripod there. I usually carry 2 tripods with me. I've got 2 of the 3-legged thing tripods. This one here is my usual tripod that you see me taking pictures on, which is a Punk's Billy, 3-legged thing Punk's Billy, which is relatively lightweight, carbon fibre tripod. Good for, you know, holding the camera steady and whatnot. But after that incident in the graveyard back at Abercorn a few months ago, I decided I was going to invest in a better tripod for holding the vlogging camera, which I don't have with me now, the other tripod, because it's relatively heavy. It's another 3-legged thing, because I do like those tripods. Very good tripods. 3-legged thing Punk's Patty, which I usually carry places like, for example, last week at Balquhidder, which is actually just along the Glen, the other end of Loch Voil from here. The Punk's Patty, which it's quite heavy, that's the thing, but it's cheap. I think it cost me £99, something like that, off Amazon. But it does the job, it holds the camera up. Certainly better than the old tripod I've got, on the very basis that it's got a wee hook on the bottom for hooking your bag onto, so that your tripod doesn't fall over in high winds. Nevertheless, that's that. But today, I've just brought my selfie stick with me instead. So, that's for the kind of walking, talking shots, and I'll put you on the tripod for the others. Anyway, this is actually weather like this, days like this, trips like this. I do wish that I had a drone. I don't own a drone, but I might invest in one at some point, because this would be a fantastic shot, just sitting here talking to you and the drone flies up overhead, you know. Sitting here eating our lunch, nice bit of B-roll there. Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, I'll leave it at that for now, and we'll keep on walking and see if I can find any more pictures. I highly recommend this walk. It's beautiful and it's quiet. We met a few people back at the start who were all heading up Stob Binnean, but they're all the way up there and we're all the way along here. So nice and quiet. Haven't met another soul since. Right, carry on. So I'll tell you what, I don't know if you've ever walked on the West Highland Way, because this reminds me of the kind of final stage of that. It's a bit where you climb high up over Inverlochlarig and walk through a huge glen called the Larig Moor, which takes you down by Ben Nevis and down into Glen Nevis before you hit Fort William. But anyway, that reminds me of this in its own way, which is really a kind of path leading through the glen, or a road leading through the glen. That was an old military road, but this, I doubt, is a military road. I would check my maps and whatnot, but I doubt it is. And there's a very good reason why I doubt it is. And that's because back there, back at the start of the walk, there is a farm called Inverlochlarig. And it says on the OS map, the farm was built on the site of Rob Roy's house. Now, those of you who know anything about Rob Roy will know that he was a Jacobite. So he's not going to build his house right beside a military road. He would find somewhere remote. So I suspect that this here is just an old farm track. I'm sure I read somewhere there might be a coffin road where they would carry coffins on their way for burial, presumably back at the church of Balquhidder, which is at the end of the road there, which I was filming at last week, if you recall. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'll say about Larig Moor on the West Highland Way, and this is Inverlochlarig. I don't actually know what Larig means. I don't speak Gaelic. So if you do know, tell me in the comments down below. So I'm going to take a shot now of this view behind me here. I have absolutely no idea what this hill is called. I do have, like I said, I've got my Trossachs map with me, but unfortunately we're off the edge of it now. We're into the Loch North map, which I didn't bring with me. Not so clever, but as you can see, this road here, I'm not going to get lost on that, you know. I just don't know what the mountain's called. I'll check it later. Shouldn't be too hard to find. I do own the right map, let's do it with me. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to take a pano of this view behind me here. So we've got the river. I really don't know actually if the river is going to come into the view or not. But I certainly want this kind of S-bend here leading up towards that mountain in the distance. You see it? Okay, so hopefully as a pano it's going to work. So if you can see here, I'm all set up. Can you see that? I'm all set up. I'll move it over and kind of show it in a minute. But we've got, my camera is on manual. I've got my tripod set up absolutely level so that it's completely flat. And when I turn it around, I can use my display indicator. It is absolutely level all the way around, and that's because the tripod is level. Got the camera in portrait mode, as you can see, as I always say, because we've plenty of room to play around with. What else did I say? Yes, manual focus and manual exposure, manual aperture. Everything's manual this time around. ISO 100, 1/100th of a second, f11, and I'm just going to keep turning around one step at a time using the arrows on my tripod and just making sure that I'm only turning, keeping kind of a third of the way, keeping a third of the picture in shot at any one time. Alright, so I shall kick that off, and here we go. Here's the picture. 1, 2, 3, click. Well, that's us kind of just reached the end of the road now. You can see here, we've got road here, and about to have around here, no more road. So yeah, I'm going to call it a day at that. We've walked all the way up, we're going to walk all the way back again. So I've probably shown you all there is to see. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Just let me show you this kind of 360-degree view we've got here, because we're right down the end of this valley, this Glen, Inverlochlarig or whatever it's called. I'm sure there is a better name for it than that by this point. Right round there's your River Larig there. No idea what the hills are called. One of them's Mealmore. I don't know what the others are way up here. I know up and over the end there, that'll take you over to Larig. There or thereabouts. The road up from Loch up towards Larig anyway is up that way. Because we've walked all the way along basically from Loch Voil along to here. Anyway, if you have enjoyed that, if you enjoyed the pictures, please like, please subscribe, put some comments down below, because comments really help the channel. If you enjoyed this walk, fantastic. What else? Yes, hit the little bell icon down there, I think. And yeah, I shall see you on the next one. Bye for now.